Good morning. This is Suvarna, your physics teacher. Last video we discussed about ninth class first chapter, what is motion, what is relative motion. Now in this video we are going to learn about the discussion of the key points. First one, distance and displacement. Second one, what is vector and scalar quantities. Third one, drawing displacement vectors. Next, fourth one, average speed and average velocity. And fifth one, measuring the average speed. And sixth one, last, measuring the average velocity. First one, distance and displacement. What is distance and what is displacement? First one, distance. Distance is the length of the path traversed by an object in a given time interval. Next, displacement. Displacement is the shortest distance covered by the object in a specified direction. Now, let's go to the activity 1. Drawing path and distinguishing between distance and displacement. First of all, take a ball and throw it into the air with some angle to the horizontal. Observe its path and draw it on paper. Observe the given picture. The path taken by the ball when it was thrown into air. The distance is the length of path traversed by an object in a given time interval, and displacement is the shortest distance covered by the object in a specified direction. Here, observe the distance and displacement picture. The difference between distance is s. Distance is s and displacement to AB. Initial position to final position. AB is the displacement and distance is s is a distance. From the given picture, observe carefully. So, the displacement is a vector. Next, what is vector and what is scalar? To describe a physical situation, some quantities are specified with magnitude as well as direction. Such a physical quantity is called a vector. Here, the physical quantity which does not require any direction for its specification is called scalar. So, distance is a scalar and displacement is a vector. So, the displacement is a vector by specified direction with magnitude as well as direction. But distance is a scalar. A vector can be represented as a directed line segment. Its length indicates magnitude and arrow indicates its direction. Point A is called tail and point B is called head. Example for scalar quantities: time, temperature, mass, length, area, volume, density, speed, work, power and energy, etc. Example for vector quantities: displacement, velocity, acceleration, momentum, impulse, weight and force, etc. In the above examples, ASB, distance and displacement activity 1, ASB shows the actual distance covered by an object, and AB is a displacement which is a straight line drawn from initial position to final position of the object. Here A is initial position and B is final position of the object. So, ASB is shown actual distance covered by an object and AB is displacement in a straight line drawn from initial position to final position of the object. The SI unit of distance or displacement is meter, denoted by m. Other units like kilometers, centimeters, etc. are also used to express this quantity. 1 kilometer equal to 1000 meters, 1 meter equal to 100 centimeters. Let's go to the activity 2, drawing displacement vectors. First of all, let's go to the activity drawing displacement vectors. A car moves along different paths as shown given picture. Observe 6A and 6B. The points A and B are the initial and final positions of the car. Generally, the distance covered and displacement are time-dependent quantities. So, here A to B, A initial position, B final position. Let's go to the average speed and average velocity. A train named Godavari Express starts at 5 p.m. from Visakhapatnam and reaches Hyderabad at 5 a.m. the next day, as shown given picture. Observe. Here, distance of the entire trip from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad. So, displacement vectors from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam to Vijayawada, Vijayawada to Hyderabad, and from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad. Let's say distance of the entire trip from Visakhapatnam to Hyderabad be 720 kilometers. The journey time is 12 hours. What is the distance covered by the train in each hour? It is equal to 720 km by 12 hours equal to 60 km per hour. The formula of average speed total distance by time taken. So 720 km by 12 hours equal to 60 km per hour. Can you say the train has covered exactly 60 km in each hour? Obviously, the answer is no, because there may be some variations in distance covered by the train each hour. So we take the average of distances covered by the train for each hour to decide its average speed. So the distance covered by an object in unit time is called average speed. So the average speed formula, total distance by time taken. Next, go to the problem. Let the displacement of the trip in the above example be 360 km due south to west. What is the displacement in each hour? The displacement per hour, the formula of each hour, the displacement per hour 360 km by 12 hour, 360 km per hour. The displacement of an object per unit time is called average velocity. Average velocity is a vector and is along the direction of displacement. The formula of average velocity equal to displacement by time taken. So the definition of displacement average velocity, the displacement of an object per unit time is called average velocity. The formula is average velocity equal to displacement by time taken. The quantities average speed and average velocity explain the motion of a body in a given time interval. They do not give any information about the motion of the body at a particular instant of time. Let us do some activities to understand about speed. Time is called average speed, the formula of total distance by time taken. The displacement definition, the displacement of an object per unit time is called average velocity. So the formula of average velocity equal to displacement by time taken. The quantities average speed and average velocity explain the motion of a body in a given time interval. They do not give any information about the motion of the body at a particular instant of time. So let us do some activities to understand about speed and velocity. Let's go to the activity 3, measuring the average speed. First of all, choose 2 points A and B 50 meters apart in school playground. Ask some students to stand at point A. Ask another group of students with stopwatches to stand at B. When you clap your hand, the students at A start running towards the point B in any path. At the same time, the students at B start their stopwatches. See that for each runner, there is a student at B to measure the time taken for completing the race. Note the time taken by each student to cover the distance between the points A and B in the table given below. Observe the given table. Student time taken to reach B seconds, average speed 50, time meter for seconds A1, A2, A3, time T1, T2, 3T. Here find out the average speed. The student who took the least time to reach B from A is said to be the fastest runner, that is, he or she has the greatest average speed. Next, observe the activity measuring the average velocity. Repeat the whole activity after drawing a set of parallel straight lines from A to B and ask each student to run along a line. Measure the time taken by each student and note it in a table as shown in above table, and calculate the average velocity of each student. The student who took the least time to reach B from A along the line is said to have run with the greatest average velocity. What difference did you notice between two activities? Why are we calling the ratio of distance and time as average speed in first activity and has average velocity in second activity? Objects in motion often have variation in their speeds. For example, a car which travels along a street at 50 km per hour gets slowed down to 0 km per hour at a red light and then attain a speed of 30 km per hour due to traffic on the road. So, this ensures that each student is covering the same distance along a straight line specified for him or her from A to B. So, measuring the average velocity, measuring average speed. Okay, children, today we closing the session. I hope you all understood very well. Thank you.